Hey friend, I've got here that 95 Tacoma. It's a four-wheel drive truck. One of the things which it needs is replacing front CV drive shafts. The reason is that the boots on both sides, the rubber boots, are ripped and the grease, it's all over the frame and the engine. So let's go together and see how it's done. Here you can see detail on the driver's side, which is the left side. You see the rip in the boot, you see the grease on the parts of suspension. So we will replace the whole shafts. Of course, in past you was replacing only the rubber boots, but it's faster to replace the entire shafts. Always make sure your vehicle is perfectly secured on the jack stands. After I have removed the wheel, I carefully need to separate these dust caps, and when you remove that cap it shows you the main bolt and the hardware which secures it from moving. This is the cotter pin, and so I will remove the cotter pin, just making it straight again and pulling it out. And this is the cap, and we are looking on 35mm axle nut. So to remove it you either use your power tool if you have a compressor and a gun, or in my case my compressor is not hooked yet, so I have to use the alternative way. The alternative way is put the wheel back, put the lug nuts back and lower the vehicle so the wheel sits on the ground, and that will stop that axle from moving and we can remove the bolt. These nuts are almost always over tightened by other mechanics, so it's good to use some PB blaster to help the brake loose that nut. And here you go, this is your 35mm axle nut tool, and as big as possible breaker bar. Use this setup, as you can see. Perfectly broke the nut loose. In order to be able to remove that CV axle outside from the vehicle, to pull it out of the vehicle, I have to move this entire assembly. And what I will be doing right now, I will be swinging the assembly this way out. So I need to remove it from that lower A-arm. And let me give you the detail of this design on this 95 Tacoma. Basically, as you can see, the A-arm has a ball joint on the bottom, but also, so I can release that, but also there are 4 bolts, 1, 2 and 2 on the other side, and they are easier to remove, and that will help me to separate all these parts. To remove these 4 bolts, I'm using number 14mm socket. It's always good practice to support that lower A-arm with another jack. For example, here the vehicle was lifted, so there are these pucks, spacers on the struts, and I don't know how much they are pushing on that lower A-arm, so you have to be careful. I have those 4 bolts out, and look already how much movement we got here. Now I need to move the CV axle away from here, nice and gently. Look at this beauty, it's already out. And the last step, obviously, will be to separate that CV shaft from the front differential. I will use large pry bar to do that. This is where the pry bar goes. Just be careful. In this case, it didn't need much of prying on the shaft. always place underneath there some catching container in the case there will be some oil coming out of the differential. Here you can see that CV drive shaft finally out of the vehicle. Make some mark on it that this one is right and the other one will be left, and don't throw it away obviously, because you will use it as a core for exchange. Therefore the one you will get will be for a reasonable price. So I hope you find this short video helpful. It can help you to maintain your own truck or just give you idea how that work is done. Stay tuned and even better subscribe, because way more videos about Toyota maintenance are coming very soon. Thank you for your time and have a nice day.